What's up, everybody?
Hello, everyone. Good evening, good night,
What's happening?
good day, depending on when you're watching this.
Wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, wherever you're watching, I'm just putting this on here
Okay.
as a banner. So we have the.
Hope everyone had a good week. Welcome to another episode of Have a Conversation After Dark,
Yes, thank you for doing that for me while I'm doing this over here.
where we
messing up some things here. Go ahead.
encourage
take it away.
you, where we talk about things that our topics are typically topics that typically aren't discussed. Not often discussed. And so we have these shows, after dark shows, to encourage you to have conversations with your spouse about these topics and any other topics.
Yeah, because conversation is important. We say this for every show. We say this at the beginning and end of every show.
Conversation is a catalyst for growth.
Conversation is a catalyst for learning. And conversation is a catalyst for bonding. So you should be having conversations. Listen, we're going to get right into, if you saw the title of this, we're talking about whether we should cut off a mutual friend, we should cut off a mutual friend because they have feelings for us. So let me set up the scenario. So here is the scenario. First of all, let me say this. If you're watching now or watching the replay, go ahead and share this with somebody. Let me set up the scenario. So the two of us have a mutual friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we hang out with this friend often in group settings. So it might be going out to eat with a group of people, or going bowling with a group of people, or you get the idea, right? This person, I guess I'll use me. This person, this mutual friend shares with me, or it could be vice versa,
Yeah.
shares with her, shares with us that they have feelings for one of us. So let's use me as an example. The person shares that they have shares with me they have feelings for me.
Yeah.
What should happen? What should you do? Should you cut them off? Should you tell your spouse?
And this person shared this with you secretly.
Yes. I wouldn't use the word secretly because that sounds a little.
Well, told only you.
Told only me.
Yeah, told only you.
Told me in confidence. Hey, listen, just want you to know, I just feel like I should say this to you. Just so that you know, and so that things aren't weird, and so that, you know what I'm saying, I just want you to know that, just, I think you're a great person. Blase, blah, yada, yada.
Kind of having feelings for you. I'm
Yeah.
kind of having feelings, want to see if
what?
If you're willing to take this anywhere.
Now, that's a whole nother story.
Okay.
As it relates to being married. We can go there, but let's come back first. It's just they're telling us.
Okay.
They're not really trying to push the envelope to see if anything is going to take place.
But that's what would happen if you were to be like, oh, really? Tell me more.
Right. So let's not go there yet either.
Okay.
But yes, we will go down all those avenues in just a second.
I'm jumping the gun.
Let me do this first. Somebody comes to you and says to you, hey, listen, I have feelings for you. It's a mutual friend. We all hang out together.
Yeah.
They come to you privately and they're like, hey, listen, just want to let you know, so it's not awkward, so it's not whatever their reasoning is, right? Do you feel like you need to tell me that?
Yes.
Why?
I need to tell you that because I don't know what else, if anything, that this person is going to do or say. And you need to be aware that he brought that to my attention, because he didn't bring that to my attention for me to be like, okay, thank you for telling me. Have a great day. He brought it to my attention because he wants me to do something about it.
Ulterior motive.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So you feel like if this happens to somebody else, and those of you who might be watching now or watching the replay, go ahead and share this, by the way. The question is, if somebody says that to you, do you feel like you said you feel like you would tell me? Do you feel like you should tell your spouse that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like that's the same thing, but yeah.
Is it? Well, I'm saying that because just in general. So for anybody who wants to answer the question, let me set it up, because if people looks like people are jumping in and out. So you see the question there: cut off a mutual friend who has revealed feelings for you. The setup is that you have a mutual friend. You and your spouse have a mutual friend. Y'all hang out in group settings all the time, going out to eat, going bowling, whatever, parties,
whatever,
church picnics, whatever. The mutual friend goes to your spouse and tells your spouse that they have developed feelings for them. Should your spouse tell you? Is your spouse obligated? And I'm using that word for shock value. Is your spouse obligated to tell you? Number one. Number two, do you cut that person off out of your friend group? That's the next question I have for you. So you said you think you should tell me. Do we cut that friend out now of our friend group?
I don't know if we cut that friend out completely. I'm almost leaning towards yes.
Okay.
But I do think, though, that boundaries now need to be put in place. Like, for example, if we were having, say, since this is a mutual friend of ours and our group of people that we hang with, right? Since she is that type of person, that type of friend where we have mutual friends, if we're having a game night or a bowling night or something like that, I think that boundaries would need to be put in place where if it's a game night, she's not on your team, she is not sitting next to you.
Excuse me.
You know, stuff like that. So we both need to be aware, you know, if she's going to be here, like we would need to talk about this. If she's going to be here, then, you know, you make sure you don't set yourself up to where she gets to sit next to you or gets to be on your team, that type of thing.
So we got to look at
boundaries,
stuff.
Proximity stuff would be part of the boundaries. Yeah.
Okay. So
I think,
but not necessarily cut them off. Okay.
Now, if that's all she did is say, you know, I just want you to let you know I have feelings for you, then yes. But I feel like, again, that if someone comes to you and says that and they know you're married, that's not all that they hope is going to happen.
They want something else.
They want something else.
Okay.
So yeah, that's. And you didn't say this. You didn't ask this question, but if someone were to come to you and say that to you, best believe I'll be having a conversation with that person.
I was going to ask that next.
Absolutely,
Are you gonna talk? Of
course,
are you gonna talk to them?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you gonna talk to them? So I'm gonna show the graphic just because I just like the picture of this woman shushing everybody behind her husband's back with the phone in her hand. This is kind of a good depiction of the scenario, what we're talking about today. Shout out to Elizanne in the comments. Elizanne said, late to the conversation. Does both spouses know about this issue?
Yes.
So in the beginning, Elizanne, no. So the scenario is that you and your spouse have a mutual friend. Y'all hang out all the time in group settings. And this mutual friend goes to your spouse and tells your spouse that they have feelings for them. The first question that was on the table was, is your spouse obligated to tell you? Number one. Number two, what do you do next? Do you cut this mutual friend out of your friend group? And that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
So you're saying, and you also said that if this friend is revealing something, they're not revealing it just for the sake of sharing information. No,
they're not just saying just for the sake of sharing information and we're going to leave it at that. No, absolutely not.
Which is
they're hoping something further happens.
Which is why you would confront them? Or why would you confront them?
I would confront them and be like, you know, you need to, this is all wrong. You can't do this. You know, we're married. This is wrong of you to try to put that little wedge in between us, because even if you think you're doing that innocently, it's not.
Okay.
And you're not about to mess this up. So back off, sis.
So you would confront them regardless?
Yeah, I would. Absolutely. Regardless of what?
Well, I was going to say regardless of whether it's just information that can be shrugged off.
It's not just information.
It's an ulterior motive.
It's not just information.
Okay. Are you getting upset? Yeah, you this didn't happen, by the way.
I know.
You know, just let's put that out there first. So Elizanne said, yes, you should tell your spouse.
I would cut them off because this will open doors when there is a challenge in the marriage. That's a good point.
That's an interesting point. Yeah, if something were to go down, you'd be like, oh, I got this other person in the wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I didn't either.
I agree that there should be a confrontation.
Yeah.
Boy, you women in these confrontations.
You wouldn't say anything if the roles were reversed?
So
if someone came up to me and was like, you know, Nisi, I just wanted to let you know, I know you're married and I know we got, I know we're cool and everything, but I just wanted to let you know that I think I have feelings. Actually, I know I have feelings for you. And I just wanted to put that out there and let you know.
For information,
it's never going to be just for information.
Yeah, I know, but here's my answer to that. Elizanne said, "Thanks for asking that." So, and this is my honest answer, and I'm answering as the Oliver right now. The Oliver in the beginning, there would be a confrontation. There would be very little things. It only would take a spark for me to engage.
To get the fire
in my earlier days. Right now, if somebody comes to you and is like, "Hey, I just want you to know," and it's a mutual friend, "Hey, I just want you to know, I got feelings for you. Just want to let you know." At that point in time, I'm not confronting him because
You're not?
I don't care. And let me tell you why I don't care. As much as that sounds like I'm not covering you and not and I'm being dismissive, I know you can hold your own.
I know you can hold your own,
Yeah,
but
hold on. Listen to me. Listen to me. I know you can hold your own, right? Where I will interact is where I deem there is a safety issue. So if I feel like he's crossing the line or he's pushing up or there's some little sneaky stuff happening, we bowling and he's like stepping up as you go to get the
here,
ball
let me
and
help
right,
you
yeah,
do
now
this.
we got something to talk about. But if you just say something, get out of here, dude. I don't even care. Like you're not a threat to me at this point. But when you start doing things that now show me that the safety of our relationship is in jeopardy in one way or another, and I do have to come in and cover the situation, then yes, I will say something. But just for talk, if you come to me and like, hey, you know what, so and so said such and such to me the other day, I'm be like, really? Sucks for him, because I got you already, right? But then if you come to me and be like, well, so and so did X Y Z, now I'm be like, bro, we got to sit down and talk about something real quick.
Okay, that ain't my story because I'm saying something.
I know, I
I'm
know.
not, because you're it's not gonna ever be someone saying that for informational purposes. That's not ever going to be.
And I agree with you. And but I'm just all I'm saying is at the first stage, I'm not saying anything.
I am.
If something happens after that initial stage of him saying something, then we're gonna have a conversation.
I'm saying something immediately. And it's not because I think that he or I think that she is a threat or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just, that's disrespectful to me.
It is disrespectful.
And you're not.
I'm with you there.
I'm not.
I'm with
You're
you there.
not.
It is disrespectful. Elizan said, LOL, that is because you have a trustworthy wife.
Mm-hmm.
But she says, I believe you will step
to him.
You know what? I might not
God
in the
forbid.
beginning.
Yeah.
I might not in the beginning. However, I understand what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you say that it's disrespectful.
It is. It's disrespectful because you know that I'm married, or you know that this person, whoever it is that steps to you,
Mm-hmm.
she knows that you're married right off the bat, even if it was for informational purposes.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's disrespectful.
Okay.
So
I get that. I get that. And here's the thing for those of watching now or watching the replay. This conversation isn't really so much about what should happen, because I think all of us probably, at least I'm a venture to out on this limb to say all of us probably feel the same way about this scenario. So the conversation really is more about understanding what the process is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like just like what we just did now. I know you're going to step to this chick. So I got to get ready for a confrontation because I know it's coming. As soon as I come tell you, which is another thing I want to talk about. As soon as I come tell you that this took place, I know that the next thing is that there's going to be something going on between the two of you, right? Now, let me just for controversy's sake ask this. Why would I have to tell you? Why can't I just be like, hey, listen, fam, whoever you are, you already know what it is. Like, thank you for telling me that. I appreciate you feel like you got to get that off your chest. And you know what I'm saying? That maybe that makes you feel better and you'll be able to sleep a little better at night because you got to say what you got to say. But you already know what it is. Like, why can't I handle it without telling you?
I think that Elizan makes a good point. What if there's some type of challenge or a weak moment in our relationship for whatever reason? Then I think that you telling me is then giving me an opportunity to cover you. And I don't know how else to say this, but be on the lookout for you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so
that makes sense.
And the truth is that that person is not a real friend. I agree with that too.
Interesting.
I agree with that too.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why you say that?
Because a real friend would not be disrespectful like that.
So a real friend would just hold it in. Again, for argument's sake, I would rather.
You would rather someone tell you
I
than
would
hold
rather.
it in.
I would rather you come tell me than we be in all of these functions for the rest of our life.
And you don't know, and
Yeah,
you
I
are
would.
allowing her to
Yeah,
sit
yeah.
next to you.
I would
and
much
all
rather.
That.
Yeah. Because if I'm joking and I'm joking around with everybody and we laughing and hugging everybody and we doing all this type of stuff, and in the back of your mind, all of this is, you know what I'm saying, is the little bit that you can get, you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me so we can dead it and you can know how I feel and we can be done with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I that's just me. I'd rather know.
Yeah, I get that.
I'd rather know.
I get that. That's wild. That's wild to me.
It is. And it's not a far-fetched scenario either. And the reason why, and that, you know, the people who watch us, you know, it may be very easy for you all who are watching to be like, nah, that ain't gonna never be the case. And this is how we gonna knock it down. But that is a real scenario. And there are folks.
It's not our real
It's
scenario.
not our real scenario, but I have had a client that I was working with alone. I have had a client where that was a really big part of what was going on with them is that one person was entertaining the stuff that she was getting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And not so much entertaining in the fact that she was actually like sleeping with them or nothing like that, but just
flirting back.
Right. Entertaining enough that, you know, dude is like, hey, fam, like, you don't really got to respond like that. Or you don't really got to react like that. And it being, you know, fairly harmless, you know, text messages, all that kind of stuff that you felt like was harmless. So it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Elizanne says, now there is a lot of there are a lot of people who would rather get the little time than no time at all.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's why you can tell me. Like, I would rather know, because then we already know I'm gonna say something to her, which is interesting because I remember when we, you know, in the communication seminars that we would do, I used to always start them with that question, like, can you talk to your spouse about everything?
Yeah.
Right. And some people would be like, no, you can't talk to your spouse about everything. And I would always give this scenario of me being at work, working with a particular female and just working day and night on this project and developing feelings for this person. Can I come home and be like, babe, listen, ain't nothing going on. I need you to know so you can have my back. I've been working with this chick for the longest time. We having all these conversations. We doing all this stuff. I feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, dude, you a fool for doing that, for going back and saying something. I don't know. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. What I know is that she is not, and here's the next thing, right? This is not an advice show, but it's going to turn into this. Here's the next thing. What I know about you is that, at least now, I don't know about earlier, but now, if I come tell you that, the chances of you actually knocking my head off are low. And the reason why I often feel like some men are like, dude, you a fool, is because they know if they go tell their woman that, their woman is, the first thought that their woman has is not to cover them.
Yeah.
Their first thought is just rah, rah, rah.
Yeah.
Jump off at the mouth. Right. And no dude wants to deal with that.
Yeah.
Right. So I know that that's not what's coming from you initially. I know that after initially, you will dig in and do whatever it is you got to do. I know that.
Best believe it.
But a lot of that energy won't be pointed at me. So, and I appreciate that. Yeah. That's not everybody's testimony.
Well, yeah, no.
I'm not saying all of the energy won't be pointed. There will be some energy that comes to me. I know that because I know you.
Yeah.
But it won't be what we have seen happen with other couples.
Yeah.
Where there's just this automatic beat down as opposed to, hey, babe, I was really trying to get you to have my back.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't telling you this to make you angry or to be like, I got options.
Right.
I'm trying to get some help here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so help me. So And everybody doesn't have that experience. And so
Mm-hmm.
if I were to give some advice, which I don't normally do in this Saturday night show, it would be that when you have these conversations, if this becomes a real issue in your marriage, when you have these conversations, your initial reaction should not be to start shooting at the next person.
Yeah.
Like, because this is an opportunity for you to actually live out your vows.
Mm. Mm.
This is an opportunity for you to actually step in and support emotionally, physically, mentally, psychologically, spiritually, and cover your spouse in all of those areas as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
look there first before you like, well, what you say? How come you let it? No. Hold on. That's not what we're trying to do right now.
No, I would ask those questions though.
I'm not saying don't ask them, but I'm just saying initially, and in a lot of cases, your spouse is actually coming to you because they know they don't want to be in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they don't come to you, that could be a red flag.
That could be a red flag. That could be a red flag.
That could be a red flag.
Yeah.
So the fact that they came to you,
yeah,
you should probably be like, okay, how do we need to rock here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do we need to do? What do we need to, what do we need to put in place?
Yeah.
What are the stop gaps we need to put in place? What are the
What
boundaries we need to put in place?
Yeah.
Do I need to show up for lunch every day? Like, what? Talk to me.
Yeah.
Let me know what's good.
Yeah.
Right. That's probably where you should go if they tell you.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't tell you,
you're right. You're right.
This is what it is.
This is what it is.
You know
now, you at hey Tabby.
What's up, Tab? What's going on?
What's up?
Tabby, I'm gonna catch you up in a second. I'm gonna let you know what we're talking about. Give me a second.
But you asked in the beginning, are you obligated to say something?
And I use that for shock value.
That's I don't know if obligated is, well, some people might say yes, absolutely obligated.
Mm-hmm.
I say it's probably in your best interest to say something. Now, to me, I don't feel like that's the same as being obligated. Mm-hmm. Do you think?
No, I don't. And here's the thing. I think for every couple, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
Which is why you should have this conversation beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, God forbid, if we find ourselves in this situation, how do you want me to handle this?
Yeah.
Do you want me to come to you? Do you want me to handle it on my own? What do you want me to do?
For sure, that is not something that most, if any, couples talk about.
No, it's not.
It's not.
And that's the whole reason for this show. Like, there are some things you should be learning about your spouse that will help you in any scenario.
I dare say that this type of conversation would not come up until something happened.
Right. So Tabby, let me catch you up. So you see the question on the screen, cut off a mutual friend who has revealed feelings for you. Here's the scenario. The scenario is that you and your spouse have a mutual friend. You all hang out quite often. Y'all bowl together. Y'all go out to eat together. It's group stuff, right? Group settings, church picnics, all that, right? This person goes to your spouse and says to them, hey, listen, I just need to get something off my chest. I got feelings for you. Just want you to know, blah, 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 skip the woo, whatever, right? The question now is, should your spouse tell you, number one? Number two, do you cut off this friend out of this friend group?
Now, I said, what I said is, because you said that this person is probably only, or what if this person was only telling you this for informational purposes? Mm-hmm. Just so you know. I just wanted to tell you. Mm-hmm. Now you know, we can move on.
Right.
And I said, no one ever does that. Mm-hmm. No one would ever just tell you something like that and think that it's just informational purposes. Mm-hmm. The reason for them telling you that is because they're hoping that you will take the bait and be like, oh, really? Tell me more. You know, I might be interested in what you got to say and what, you know. It's never just for informational purposes. Okay. So absolutely, I think that you should tell me that, and then I'm going to have a chat with her.
Got you. Tabby said, wow, yikes.
Yeah.
And that's part of the conversation ahead of time, right?
which is that we need to talk about how would we handle that.
Right, how we handle it. Hey, listen, if something like this happens to you, here's how I would like you to approach me. Here's what's going to happen after that you come to me. Right. So, and that's why this conversation, and Tabby, what I was saying earlier is that it's not even so much about what you would do or not do, because most of our audience that follows us probably feels the same way about this, that everybody feels like it, there's certain things that just aren't going to happen. Right. The question, the thing though, is, are these conversations that people are having ahead of time?
Probably not,
because often it doesn't come up until there's an issue, until
that scenario happens,
or it happens, or something is overt. Somebody makes a move and you like, hey, yo, like,
what is going on here?
Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? So Elizanne said never for information.
It's never just for information.
What's good, Carrie Ann? What's happening?
Carrie Ann.
What's happening, Carrie Ann? We're talking about whether you should cut off a mutual friend after they express feelings for your spouse.
And to answer that question, I said, like, maybe not necessarily completely cut them off. And that's when you said, what if it's just for informational purposes? But the boundaries would have to be put in place. If we are all in a group setting, game night, bowling, then I'm going to make sure we need to make sure that the boundaries are in place. This person is not going to be sitting next to you. This person is not going to be on your team. If it's a game night, that type of thing.
Got it. Yep. Got it. Elizanne has a good question. Do you both confront the person together?
I think I don't know that it matters initially. We would have to see where it goes from there. But I think the first confrontation for sure would have to be me. If you want to be there, you can be there. I don't really care.
So let me ask you this spin-off question to this. So let me ask this. We know that if I come to you and I tell you this, that you're going to go say something to the person. We've established that. What if I come to you and I'm like, hey, this happened.
Don't say anything.
No. I would never say don't say anything. What if I come to you and I'm like, this happened and I took care of it?
I'm still going to have it.
You still want to say something?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. I'm still going to say something and be like, you're being disrespectful. This can't happen again. Stay away from my husband. I don't care what kind of feelings you got for him. Go feel something else, because this is not happening right here. Don't disrespect my husband. Don't disrespect me. And don't disrespect our union. That's not happening.
Listen, let me just sidebar. Let me just tell y'all something. Those of you who are watching the replay. Y'all see this pretty lady beside me. And y'all know that I'm typically the controversial one. And I'm the shotgun. So I'm the one who speaks without thinking. And I always tell our clients, I'm going to be the guy who is going to be really hard on you. And I bring her here to be the softer side.
Yeah.
Let's just be clear about something, ladies and gentlemen, saints of the most living God, high living God. This one is a problem.
Like, yeah, then I am.
I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying, don't think that all the softness that I put her on a pedestal for will keep you from getting cut. Like, let's be clear about that. She smiles and she's soft spoken and people love her voice, but she is not the one.
I'm not. Don't mess with my family. Don't mess with my kids. Don't mess with this one. And don't mess with my union. I'm sorry.
And I'm saying that to say, if this were to happen to me, best believe I'm going to handle it. And part of what I say to this person is going to be like, listen, let me just tell you right now. I'm going to tell her. And she's going to flip tables. So let's just know, so you don't get mad at me. Oh, you went and said, no, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to tell her. And she ain't going to take it well.
Nope.
So prepare your hearts and minds for that.
Yeah.
Prepare, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know about confronting together, though, to answer your question, Elizanne. Once I knock it down and I toss it to her, she can do whatever she want to do with it. Tabby said the line has been crossed. This is
This
a
is a
mess.
mess. That person needs to check their motives.
Okay.
And I'm saying their motives, I'm telling you, their motives are not just informational purposes. I just wanted you to know we
Just
can move on
just
from
want to get it off
here.
my chest.
It ain't never just that.
Okay.
Never.
All right. That's cool. That's cool. I agree because the
The person would think that I don't know. Exactly.
Mm,
Again, they are not a true friend.
the person would think that you don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good
Yep.
point.
And then
That's a good point.
they may even, do something even more
Because that
further.
may embolden them to.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Carrie Ann, she said, I may not want to know because I'm working hard to go to heaven.
Hey,
Listen.
I get that. I understand. I
Yeah,
understand
there's
that.
no way.
But here's the thing, Carrie Ann, and this is what I said earlier. I want to know because if you don't know, now you just rubbing shoulders with this person everywhere you go.
Yeah.
All the dinners and church picnics and bowlings and all of that kind of
Exactly.
stuff. You just
Right.
around this person, not
And you
knowing they
don't
got
know.
something going on in their head.
Mhm.
So yeah, tell me. We'll
No.
ask for forgiveness later. You know what I mean? But let me know
Ooh.
what's good.
Yeah.
Now, Carrie Ann, other side of that is, we were talking about this before we got there. Nisi asked me, would I confront the person? And at this stage in my life, I can't speak for the young hothead Oliver from the past, but at this stage in my life, if she comes to me and is like, hey, so-and-so said whoop-de-woo, I'm going to be like, yeah, okay. And I'm not going to be dismissive to her, but I'm going to be like, okay, thank you for telling me that. I'll keep my eye out, because if this turns into something that is overtly disrespectful in the way of like gestures and all this kind of stuff, and it keeps going, then yeah, I'm gonna step in. But that initial, hey, you know what, we was bowling the other day, and you know what dude told me, da da da, I'm gonna be like, man, first of all, dude is a clown, number one, and I'm gonna be looking at him real clownish type. But I may not in that initial moment go say something. I don't know, but that's just my shotgun answer. I don't know if I would or not.
Well, I know.
I know you know. I already know. I know.
Yeah.
Carrie Ann said, true, you don't want
to look silly around this person.
Yeah.
I might look silly. I might just look silly because of the way I would go off. You know what I mean?
Well, your response
is warranted.
Yeah, it's warranted. I mean, is there a right and a wrong way to respond? Maybe there is, but I mean,
yeah, maybe
in the sense that you're trying to cover your union and protect your union. I don't know. I think it's anything is fair game.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not breaking bottles over this person's head. I don't think it's gotten to that point. Or are you? Wow, see, you looking crazy right now. Okay, let me keep that in mind. Let me keep that in mind. Tabby said this was a sideways proposal. That level of disrespect for a person's spouse is
inexcusable. Absolutely.
It is. Agreed. I want to know, Elizanne said, there should be no secret between us as a couple.
Yeah.
I'm with that. Now, in the seminars, we would say, can you talk to your spouse about everything? The answer to that question is probably no. The follow-up question, though, is should you talk to your spouse about everything? And that answer is yes. And the reason why the first answer is no is because of what we were talking about before. Some people, when you go tell them, they just gonna flip tables on you.
Yeah.
And sometimes me telling you is actually me saying, hey, babe, I want you to come alongside me.
Yeah, cover me.
And let's do this.
Yeah.
Don't come at me with the bottles.
Yeah.
Because I told you, I'm telling you because I need you. Yeah. Right. So, but some people can't do that. Right. Some people can't do that. So unfortunately, can't do that.
This is a good question. Where are they hoping this goes?
And that's what Nisi was saying. So I set up the scenario as it's just information. Niecy was like, it's never just information. So where are they hoping it goes? I guess they're hoping that they probably in the back of their mind know that they might get shot down, but they're hoping that maybe on some level that they learned something about you that they weren't sure about, that you have some gaps.
Right.
And you may entertain it.
Yeah.
Or you may, because here's the thing. How you respond to this, and again, this is not an advice show, but I'll say this. How you respond to this determines what happens next. So somebody comes to me and says they have feelings for me. The way I respond to them determines what happens next. If I kind of jokingly say something back and I kind of make it a kind of funny little thing, anything other than, hey, fam.
Anything other than shutting it down.
Yeah, anything other than, nah, fam. We not even gonna rock like that. Like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Ask for that to be taken away from you. Anything other than that can be viewed as a window of opportunity.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So like, I forgot what movie. We were watching some movie and man, I don't know. I can't remember what movie it is, but it was something that somebody was trying to do. And I think it was something like try to get a girl or something like that. And the person was like, it's only when hell freezes over or something like that. Right. Or it's only 1 in a million chance or something like that have happened. And so the person is like, oh, so there's a chance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So anything other than deaden it, you know what I'm saying? Puts you in a position to get more. Carrie Ann said, Brian.
Ryan. He more than likely flipping tables because this guy is supposed to be his friend. And, exactly.
Right. And now, right. I'm with that.
Yep.
I'm with that.
Yep.
And especially if, I'm with that.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to add anything to it. I'm with that. When you think about it that way, like, you're supposed to be my guy.
Yeah.
Right. Now, mutual friend can go a lot of different ways. Mutual friend could be acquaintance. Mutual friend could be somebody that's close to me. Acquaintance, there's a good chance I'm like, all right, I'm going to watch him. Good friend, you may jump right in. Who knows?
Carrie Ann said, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be friends anymore.
So that was the next question, Carrie Ann, which is the question on the screen. Do you cut off the friend? Do they get cut from the friend group? Some people were saying yes. Some people saying, Niecy was like, maybe that we put boundaries in place.
I think it would just be a little bit more distant.
Okay.
At that point.
Okay.
Tabby said they need to take those feelings to the grave. Yeah. I agree.
One of the other question is, how soon after do you tell your spouse? The same time or once you leave the event? That's a good question,
that is a good question.
That's a good question because here's the thing. If I tell her at the event,
I'm saying something,
the event will be ruined.
Well, I'm not going to ruin the whole event. No, I
you
wouldn't
talking about
that.
Putting bottles over people's heads. That's going to ruin the event.
No, it wouldn't. It would just ruin their head.
And how do you think everybody else is going to feel? They be like, man, we should probably leave.
No.
You think you put a bottle over somebody's head and we just going to go back to, all right, Bo, it's your turn now. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen like that. I mean, it might. Who knows? It might. You might go back to business as usual.
No, I wouldn't.
Who knows?
I wouldn't be throwing bottles over nobody's head, but I would definitely say something then and there. Why not?
That's interesting. And so, Elizanne, man, that's a phenomenal question, Elizanne.
I think
because
I would
you're gonna
say
get us
something,
to talk about this right now.
Yeah, I think I would say something then and there. Like this person comes to you and says, I got feelings for you, whatever. And you tell me right then and there at the event that I'm going to this person right then and there at the event. And I'm going to tell her how disrespectful I think that is. And she better not ever come to you again.
So I'm going to be honest. If this happens to us,
I know you wouldn't say anything at the event.
Let's say we're bowling, right? And it's 10 of us there bowling. The girl comes to me, says, whoop-de-woo, blah, blah, blah. I'm not telling you right then and there.
I know you're not. I know you wouldn't.
And it's not because I'm afraid that it's not because I'm afraid of the confrontation. It's just because there's so much. This is going to make me sound really I don't mean to sound how I'm about to sound right now, but there's so much in life at this age that I really do not care about.
I understand.
I just
But
do not care.
But my thing is, if you don't tell me then and there at the event, how then are you going to handle the rest of the night?
Because I'm gonna shut it down. There's no at this point in my life, if this happens and we're going bowling, you I mean, I may end up telling you because you may see me talking to this person like, hey, you and you might be like, okay, what was that about? Because that looked a little, you know what I'm saying? That looked a little aggressive.
You talking
like,
about more than bowling.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That looked a little aggressive. So I may end up having to tell you just because of how I handle it.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, why would you not tell me then and there at the event? Say perchance it is bowling. How is this person going to come up to you and say that, and then you not say anything, and then they be like, "Okay, Oliver, it's your turn."
No, they're not going. They're not going to do that. That ain't going to happen.
How you know?
Because I ain't going to let that happen.
That's what I'm saying. Then I'm going to be like, "Why are you acting weird?
I'm not
scooting around people."
I'm not going to be acting weird either.
Okay.
I'm not going to be acting weird. I'm going to be like, listen, appreciate what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no chance ever of this. This got to be the last time this comes out of your mouth. I am going to tell my wife on our way home, and she's probably going to want to have some words with you as well. Just steer clear of me for the rest of the night.
And my wife.
and we're going to have a good time.
All right.
Period.
Yeah, no.
We're going to have a good time.
Something then and there. So if the roles were reversed, and a guy came up to me and said that, one of our friends at this event, you wouldn't want me to tell you then and there at the event?
You don't have to tell me right then and there at the event. I mean, I would and see, this is a great example of what this show is, why this show exists. Because these are the kind of conversations we're having this conversation in front of you, by the way. So I wouldn't want you, I wouldn't need for you to tell me right away.
Because
I just trust that you're going to handle it. Now, you know this about me because we've studied each other, right? You know that I am very observant, and I see way more than I talk about.
Me too. Yeah.
So if I see something that don't look right, I'm gonna ask you, hey, what's up with dude? Like, why he, you know what I'm saying? What's up with that? Like, he kind of a little close, little like, I'm gonna come to you and ask you that, which may force you to tell me just because I'm observant like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like you should say something to him.
You think I should say something to him then and there?
Then and there, however you want to. Because you're saying that you wouldn't say anything.
So if I observe, you're saying if I observe it and I come, if you didn't tell me, I observe something, I'm like, hey, listen, babe, what's going on over there? Like, what's that about?
I'm saying if you observe something, if he came to me and said something and I told you, you were saying
I should say something right then and there.
Then and there, tomorrow, the next day, you're saying that you wouldn't say anything, period. So I'm saying I think that you should.
You think I should?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
and I'm not, listen, I'm with you. What about telling the rest of the friend group? Man, Elizanne killing us with the questions today.
Hey,
okay.
Yeah.
Telling the rest of I got to think about that one, Elizanne. I don't know.
I don't know. Because then, I mean, not that we should care, but then the rest of the group might, go to this person and be like, what are you doing? You crazy? Da 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 da.
Yeah,
and gang up on him or her.
Depending on your friend group, that person may get jumped.
And that's what I'm saying. Not necessarily jumped.
That's why I said depending on your friend group. Yeah. If you got some wild out friends, that whole place could get shut down.
Yeah, I don't know that we should care, but they might gang up on her, and maybe we just keep it between the three of us. Yeah.
Elizanne said, I disagree, Oliver. You would need to know right away
and defend your wife.
So here's, and I guess this is where every couple has to have this conversation and really solidify what they would do. Because I know this woman, and I know that underneath what you all see is a woman who can hold her own. in the initial phase, I don't know that I even have to defend her.
Yeah, but
because you would be like, bro, right?
Absolutely. And
Now,
I think though that you would do that too, but I still feel like I would say something.
I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I'm just saying in terms of Elizam needing to defend me feeling like I need to defend you would come after you shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
If it continues, then I'm stepping in. But initially, I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, I already know how you're gonna react.
Yeah.
I already know what you're gonna say to him. I already know what's gonna happen. So I don't have to swoop in at this moment.
Okay.
After that, then I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, fam, she told you the first time.
I'm swooping in.
Like she told you the first time. What we gotta do here? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Again, this is why this conversation is important. She and I have never had this conversation. So we're literally talking this out in front of you, right? So that's why we don't really have answers to some of Elizan's questions, but because we haven't talked about it either. And a lot of people don't talk about this kind of stuff because
until it happens.
Right. Because talking about this, the argument is that talking about this is almost a precursor to it happening.
Really?
Yeah, you know, like the person, I don't know if you remember this person that we were following said that you should discuss. Now, I mean, they took it all the way to left field, but they were saying you should discuss what would happen in the event that you split up.
Mm-hmm.
Because you should just know how people are going to act. You should know how to But this is one of those kind of topics. Like, you're not going to talk about what you would do if somebody hit on you or what you like. Those are topics that we don't always talk about, but they're things you should know. I think there should be a game plan. Elizan said, you don't think the friend group would
just stop inviting both sets to the event? Could.
It's possible. And again, it depends on your friend group.
Yeah.
It really depends on your friend group.
Yeah.
You probably have the friend group that everybody would gang up on that person because they don't expect you to be disrespectful like that. You have the friend group that, may be like, hey, you can't hang out with us. It just depends, I think, at the friend group. Elizan said, I think you may be taking this too
lightly. Your spouse may want to know that you care enough to put a stop to it.
Okay. I'm with that. So if you feel like even if, and that's fair. Mm-hmm. If you feel like even if I am capable enough and have the capacity to shut it down, I want my spouse to do this because this is what it shows. That's what you need to say.
Yeah.
That's what you need to say. And that's fair. That ain't and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with her saying, hey, listen, I'm capable. I know she's capable. It's nothing wrong with her being like, yes, I am capable, but if you do it, here's how it makes me feel.
I know you're capable too, but I'm still saying something.
Yeah, she don't care how I feel. She's just going. She's swooping in. I'm saying that. I don't mean swooping. That. I don't mean that in a bad way. But she's turning the tables over. Whether it's just she's turning the tables over. Period.
As long as you know. Long as you know.
The champ is here.
What's up, B?
What's good, fam? B says some cat
pulled up on my wifey.
Old B, new B.
Rug. Exactly. Old, new, whatever.
I'm with it.
Exactly.
I'm with it. And it's warranted. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
At all.
Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I'm with that. Listen, so that this is all we were going to talk about tonight. Again, we just put stuff out there so that y'all can have conversations. Because at the end of the day, you want to know, like I found out tonight, which I already knew.
I was going to say you knew that.
I didn't find out tonight that she was going to turn over tables, but I already knew that.
You knew that.
But I do believe, all jokes aside, that these are conversations that don't often take place until we are in the thick of things and somebody reacts wrong in somebody's eyes, or somebody is dismissive in somebody's eyes, or somebody is too welcoming of what happened.
Yeah.
You know, there's all different things that would set these alarms off. And if you know ahead of time how to do that,
Yeah.
that's where it becomes important.
All women would flip tables.
So here's the thing. If you really are protecting your union, I think on both sides, men or women, are gonna do something.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think there's anybody who would not do anything. Even me, who's saying that initially I may not say something, and if there's
if it progresses,
right, if after she checks, dude, if something happens, then I will step in. Even in that scenario, I don't know that there's anybody who would not do anything. And if you would not do anything, I dare say that what you're exhibiting is not faith in your spouse as much as what you're exhibiting is you don't really care that much. You
don't care. Yeah.
I that's an argument that I would make.
Yeah, you don't care.
That's an argument I would make. B said if Slim has gonads enough to push that and not me.
Ill intentions. Keep to yourself. Exactly. Otherwise, you can't come around.
Ultimate disrespect. Ultimate disrespect.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. Ultimate.
I agree. Now, the question you answered that I did not answer was this: do we cut them out of the friend group? So
again, I feel like at this time, I feel like, you know, this person just came to you and said that, and that's all they said. Now we're going to set up boundaries. You're not going to be sitting next to her in group settings.
So here's what's interesting, though. You would flip tables, but then go behind that and set boundaries. How does that work? They're not going to want to be around after you out on after you wild out on them. They ain't going to want to be around anyway.
Great then.
Just set no boundaries.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I'm being gracious. This is all the grace that I'm going to give you. I'm going to set some boundaries, right? If you have to come around still and be in these group settings, because remember, we haven't told anyone else. This is between the three of us. And so if this group says, hey, we're having a, game night barbecue, or whatever. Barbecue, we can't be like, make sure you tell Jane Doe that she can't come, because then they're going to be like, why not? You know what I'm saying? So in those types of settings, we have to have boundaries. She's not going to be able to sit by you if it's like a game night thing. She's not going to be on the same team. She's not going to sit next to you when we go bowling. It's not none of that. Those are the boundaries that I feel like would need to be put in place.
Elizanne says some are bold enough to still show up. Yeah, that's true.
And this is true.
Yeah, that's true. And that's a problem. For like, you show up and you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
You kind of asking for it.
You're kind of asking for
You kind of asking for whatever comes next. That's
on you.
Yeah, you ask for that.
Yeah.
Whatever comes next. You know what I mean? I love that you are the person who will cut someone and then give them band-aids. Like that is hilarious to me, ladies and gentlemen. I know if I tell my friends about that type of disrespect,
it's done. They're not in the group settings. Yeah. So do you tell your friends or do you not tell the rest of the group? Do you tell the rest of the group or not?
I don't think there's a right or wrong. You do whatever you feel like you need to do. If you feel like the rest of the group needs to be there, needs to know it, then that's what's up.
Yeah.
Elizanne said, LOL, they show up to family events and weddings.
Yeah.
See?
I dare you to show up.
Here's another Denise. There's another Denise right here. I dare you to show up.
I dare you to
Carrie
show
Ann
up.
got something waiting for you if you show up. Best believe.
I dare you.
She got something waiting for you. And Denise going to be right there with her.
You know
with
it.
The next thing.
You know it.
Hey, listen. These are good conversations, man. These are good things to know.
Yeah.
And again, most of our audience I'm sure has the same, you can see in the comments, has the same feeling, right? But these are scenarios. Those of you who came in a little after, I said earlier that I actually had a client that only I was working with. Nishi wasn't working with them with me. I had a client where this was an issue. And the way it was handled is why it was an issue. It wasn't, one spouse felt it wasn't handled properly. One spouse felt like they were actually being held at bay in order in as a regard in regards to stepping in.
Really?
Yeah, they because he couldn't step in. Like, why you need to do that? Why you need to say something? Why you need to, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. It ain't no big deal. Da 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 da. Right?
Wow.
So it's an issue.
Yeah.
So these conversations need to be had, man. So Carrie Ann said, I got your back.
You already know I got yours too, sis. You already know. Let's go.
It's going down. Tables going up in the air. Bottles getting busted over people's heads. It's on and cracking.
Oh,
listen, we're going to get out of here, family. Have a fantastic rest of your Saturday night. If you happen to be around on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we would love for you to be a part of this show, which is Inside the Relationship. Had a great show last week. Had a phenomenal show the week before with a great guest therapist. Armina Doming was with us.
Doming.
I always say that wrong. I always say Doming instead of Doe. So Thursdays, be there, man. Same place you're watching this right now. You can watch Inside the Relationship, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Elizanne said, you as well. Yes, indeed. Have a phenomenal rest of your Saturday night. Have a great rest of the weekend. And listen, have conversations, guys. Conversations are catalysts for growth. They're catalysts for learning. And they're catalysts for bonding. All right? So enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Peace and blessings to you all. And
do you have a group coaching?
Yes,
thing?
I do have a group coaching.
So we have a group coaching that is in session right now. And once this 6-week group coaching cohort is done, we will be starting another one. If you would like to be a part of the next 6-week group coaching experience, be on the lookout for the announcement of when it will begin, or shoot us a message or IM. Some of you have our phone numbers. Text us. Please let your friends and family know also that we are starting up another Make Love Better 6-week group coaching session after this current cohort is done.
Yep, we just started a cohort. We just started
this cohort this week, so it'll be going for 6 weeks.
Yep.
This one is a private one. That's why we didn't advertise it or anything like that. But after this, we will be making an announcement for another one. So if you or someone you know would like to be a part of it, just be on the lookout or send us a message and we'll put you on the list.
Indeed. So be on the lookout for that. The website is denali.org/makelovebetter. There's a place where at the top where you can get on a mailing list. But if wherever you follow us, you will see the announcements for that. All right.
Yeah.
Listen, have a great rest of your weekend. God's blessings on you. Have conversations, and we'll see you next week.
Good night.
Peace.